Hey, Shalom. First off, I want to start up by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Kakadash. It's all praises to the world calls God, whose true name in Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem meaning in the name Yahushai being the name of the only begotten Son. Also, I want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect preaching His word in truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Tazabah in the Great Millstone, Arizona Camp, Lord Will, with another video to edify. I had to go on this video, you can see the title of it, just wrong. Mother says her son and other students were sold in a mock slave auction at a North Carolina school. Let's play this and
A Chatham County mother wants school leaders to take action after she says her son was sold during a mock slave auction at school.
CBS 17's Galat Malamed is live in Chatham County, where a rally is about to get underway. Galat.
Yeah, the pastor at the church where this is being held says they're expecting a big turnout, a big show of support. The group Chatham Organizing for Racial Equity is the one organizing this rally, showing support for the family ahead of tonight's school board meeting. In a Facebook post 2 weeks ago, a Chatham County school's mother says her black son's classmate held a slave auction, writing his friend went for, quote, $350, and another student was the slave master because he, quote, knew how to handle them. This incident is receiving national attention. CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations, condemned the incident and is calling on the school board to offer an anti-racist curriculum to students. The superintendent posted a letter on the district's website saying the district's aware of racially insensitive incidents and they will not be tolerated. That letter does not explicitly address what the incident is or what disciplinary action was taken. The family is encouraging people to show up to this evening's school board meeting at 5:30 to speak. And we're expected to hear from those advocacy groups very soon. We'll keep you updated with what they have to say at 5.
Mother,
hey, you heard it. You heard it. You know damn well it was an Edomite, a bunch of Edomites. Because if it's two, man, this is North Carolina, man. You know there was a bunch of Edomites involved in that. Now, these Jake out here, these new generation act like everybody wants to be their friend. You're gonna be shown that this devil is a fucking devil, man. Doesn't matter what age the Edomite is. It's a young child. Hey, it's gonna be a future big devil, right? But ultimately, you Edomites, man, it don't matter what age you are, you got some type of gall, right? The only reason why you were able to take down the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, it's not through your fucking strength. The Lord said he put it down one and set up another. And he set it over the kingdoms, the basis of men. So you Edomites were the basis of men, and the Lord rose your asses up to the state that you're at. To where now you think you're above judgment. You think that your kingdom's going to last forever. And that you'll be able to bring back the good old days where you was sitting there whipping Jake's back. Those days are over, right? And ultimately, you're the ones that are going to go into captivity, hard subjection, man, where you'll serve with rigor just as we have. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 10, and you, Jake, need to get it in your mind, man, that this man is your enemy, right? Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, and that's something you can't stop. Iron rusts. You can't get away from it. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. It says, so is his wickedness, right? It's inevitable. I don't care how many Black Lives Matter marches these Edomites want to say they went to and how many so-called black friends they have, right? There was another one where Edomite dude at a Edomite devil at a Christian high school or at a Catholic high school threw cotton balls at a Jake student, a so-called Negro, and and whipped him with a belt, right? So you being shown that these devils ain't right now, and they get offended by their damn history. At the end of the day, you need to understand that if once a devil, always a devil. Their entire generations, their entire bloodlines. And there's going to be Jake that look just like Edomites right? But you're gonna know, you know when you got a true Edomite, right? No flavor, always contention with people, all the time, can't get along with them, does weird shit all the fucking time, right? It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass clean, wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. Right? So it don't matter how many so-called good intentions he has, what sweet words he speaks. Right? Look at Joe Biden. And under his tenure as a congressman, this dude put in so much legislation to lock you niggas up. And here it is, you turned around. And because the media painted this devil in a good likeness, you motherfuckers sit here and voted him in office. Right? It's evil, man. Evil wickedness, man. This is Habakkuk 2. Habakkuk 2 and 4. It says, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. And this is how this devil's mindset is, man. Here it is in year 2020. This nigga's having mock. Let alone he knows his they know their debaucherous history, where they're having mock slave auctions in North Carolina. We're at the time now where Jake, hey, you Edomites try to move too hard on Jake. The scriptures tell you Judah's going to be a terror to all that hear of him, right? Judah's going to be a terror in the land of Egypt, man. Hey, what you got coming in store isn't what you think you're going to get away with, man. This is Psalm 7 and 15. And it says, I'll start at 14. It says, behold, he travaileth with iniquity. He hath conceived mischief and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit and digged it, and it's fallen into the dish which he made. And, hey, for them little tiny devils, right, they try to act like you got these mock slavery. And a lot of you Edomites, man, do all this shit behind closed doors, right? A lot of you Edomite families sit around a dinner table and talk shit. There's so many things coming out. The judge over there in Georgia or New Orleans, or Georgia or Louisiana, right? That sat there and got caught with her kids sitting there saying, it's a nigger, it's a nigger. It's like roaches, right? Calling niggas roaches. And you know damn well she was handing down unjust verdicts and sentences. She was giving niggas the max. And the only reason why she stepped down is because of that negative backlash. But you know damn well she had a way to get back up on the top. This is how these devils roll, man. It says, his mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. Right? So that mischief, that violent dealing, which you can go into it, man. Slavery was mischief and violent dealing. Right? When you go into the law, the scriptures tell you if you have a servant or a slave and you break out their tooth, you're supposed to let that slave go for his tooth's sake. If you maim a man that is your servant or slave, right? You're supposed to let that servant go for whatever injury you gave him sake. Lose a tooth, arm, a limb. You're supposed to let him go. But these devils sat here and had practices of cutting off genitalia, right? For runaways, they cut off a foot, right? You eat something in the field, they cut off your hand. When the Lord had laws that when you had cattle, you weren't able to muzzle them while they were plowing, right? So if the ox was able to eat of the field while they were working, Why wouldn't Jake be able to? But you devils are so hateful in your judgment because the scriptures tell you that he did tear with a perpetual hatred. But the Lord's coming back to revenge all that. This is Revelation 13:9. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Right? Your mock auctions, man. Hey, imagine the ones that you think that you're making these jokes on and trying to have an imaginary reliving the golden era for you Edomites. Imagine those same Jake, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are going to be given the power of the holy angels, right? Scriptures tell you that the house of David shall be as God in that day, to put you devils under subjection, man, to put you into captivity. It says, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So this is what the saints are waiting on, right? But you devils are going to go into slavery. We're waiting for the day where the Lord puts you devils in chains, right? And we're going to be made joint heirs with the Lord. Read Proverbs, what is that? Proverbs 1 or Psalms 1. It said he was going to give the heathen as an inheritance unto Yahushua. And we're going to be made joint heirs. So we'll own you heathen, man. And what we do with you is going to be our business, because we're going to sit here and put you under so many hells. You will work from sun up to sundown. You will work in the sun as many hours. Your skin will blister. You will bleed from the bottom of your feet. Your hands will be swollen. And you'll be told to get back to work. When your skin turns into leather, you'll be told to get back to work. Right? When you faint for thirst, you will be whipped back up to get back to work. And Lord willing, man, I make it to the kingdom, I'm going to be a tyrant. And at that point, we're never going to die anymore. We'll have nothing but time to think and plot and plan new ways to torment you devils, just as you did with us. And it's only going to be righteous. This is Job 21. In 19 it says, the Most High lay up his iniquity for his children. Now, when you go up, it's talking about the wicked. Verse 17, how oft is the candle of the wicked put out? How oft cometh the destruction upon them? The Most High distributed sorrow in his anger. It says, they are as stubble before the wind, and as the chaff that the storm carrieth away. It says, the Most High layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. So the Lord laying up all the sins for the children, right? For the wicked of the earth. Every one of you heathen, and chiefly you Edomites. Every little sin your forefathers did, the Lord let it stack up to the heavens. And he's going to lay it all upon the descendants. Just as the Lord did with the Israelites. Because you're your fathers coming back in the reincarnation. The Lord, there's no new thing under the sun, including the souls that are on earth right now. Right? So right now is when that judgment is about to come, and it's going to come. I'm telling you, man, brothers are going to be tyrants. The scriptures tell you we shall do according to the Lord's anger. Right? According to the Lord's anger. When we tell you to dig a ditch, we might just bury you in it. Right? But you devils will go into captivity. Right? This is Isaiah 14. It's Isaiah 14 and 1. It says, "For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob." Right? He didn't mention the other nations, and will yet choose Israel. And didn't choose the other nations. He didn't say he was going to have mercy on Edom. Right? And your Edomite scholars even agree to the no mercy for Esau Edom and his entire nation. In the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, they say Edom is seen a future great judgment, the only nation to which the Most High offered no mercy. Right? The Lord is going to do something in the earth, man. It says, and will set them in their own land, and they shall. And it says, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them. And who's the them? You other nations. And shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. That's meaning slaves. Right? You will do our bidding all the day long. Right? If we want you to work 20-hour days, you will work 20-hour days. You did it to Jake. You work from can't see in the morning to can't see at night. Right? If we want you to work for 2-3 days straight, you will work for 2-3 days straight. You Edomites will pray for a righteous day like the Sabbath, because that's the only day you'll get off. You will pray. It says, verse 2. It says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and whose captives were we in the earth, all the nations, and chiefly you Edomites, you so-called white people, right? We've been your captives, and the Lord says there's going to be a day that comes where we will take them captives whose captives we were. It says, and they shall rule over their oppressors. In the book of Revelation, it says we shall rule them with a rod of iron. Iron is the strongest metal you can have. It's used to make swords, right? Railroad tracks, railroad spikes. These are things meant to be used to beat upon. This is what the Lord is going to give us to rule over you heathen, man. This is Jeremiah 30. And 16. Okay. It says, therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. Right? Esau has fully consumed the so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American. So much so that he can put anything on TV, and a lot of these niggas will believe it. They'll roll and rock to his song, right? We've been completely devoured by you Edomites. And the Lord said, all they devour us shall be devoured. It says, in all thine adversaries, every one of them. Esau's been a straight up adversary. He's been against us. He's been fully against the so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American. When an uprising started, when a leader, charismatic leader, with an ideology that came in, what did he do? He infiltrated and destroyed it. Every time. That movie, Moses and the Black Messiah, right? You got that. You got the Black Panther Party. You have Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Cesar Chavez, right? The Brown Berets. Esau has infiltrated every single one of those actions and those rise ups and destroyed it completely. It says, all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. So the Lord has a plan, and you Edomites are going to get the worst part of it. The worst part of it. It says, for I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, say Yahweh, because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. Thus say Yahweh, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents, and have mercy on its dwelling places, and the city shall be builded upon her heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. So the Lord is going to put Jake, so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American man, right back in that rulership positioning. And all you heathen are going to captivity, man. And what we will do is going to be jaw-dropping to you in righteousness. Right? This is Amos 9. And I started at 11. It says, in that day I'll rise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, bringing back the nation, right? All together, the northern and the southern kingdom. And I will rise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom. That they may possess the remnant of Edom. Right? Meaning they're going into slavery under the Israelites. And all of the heathen that are called by my name, say Yahweh. So we're going to possess all you heathen. And the remnant of you Edomites, you're going to get it the worst. The worst. We will breed you like puppies and work you more than mules. Right? You will be shipped and sold around the earth like contraband. Right? This is Joel 3. And 8. It says, I gotta start up. Joel 3 and 4. It says, yeah, and what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return a recompense upon your own head? Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. This is talking about the children of Israel. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold to the Grecians. And who were the Grecians? Right? That ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and I will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah. Right? Your children will be sold into the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to the people afar off, for Yahweh has spoken it. So these little devils that thought they were going to sit here and have these mock auctions for Jake, we're going to have real auctions in the kingdom for you. You'll be sold in places of the world that you never thought people live. Now, the track to get there is going to be deadly treacherous. Deadly treacherous. You will walk upon the earth with no shoes. Your clothes will rot away on the journey. Right? And even a slight of a negative thought that any of you heathen have will be known and will be reprimanded. Right? So Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to say call Allah, Yahweh Shem Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakada, Shalom.